Hello, friends. Happy Thursday. Shannon here with Fit for Profit, where we help wellness business owners to improve the financial health of their business. And I know it's 11:06 instead of 10:30. I had to do a mom thing and go pick up a sick kiddo from school. So hopefully we don't get interrupted today too much. And I'm trying out a new microphone. So if you can hear me, give me a wave or a thumbs up in the comments. That would be super helpful. Or even a thumbs up like on Facebook. That would be great too. So I wanted to do something a little bit different today. I normally talk very specifically about finances in your business. But I have been spending yesterday and I'm going to spend the rest of this afternoon at an equity centered virtual retreat. And it's a program that I've been working on for almost a year now. And thank you, the Facebook user who gave me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. So I've been working on this equity centered certification. And something that came up yesterday is something I have never heard about in business, in any aspect of business prior to yesterday. And I've been in business for over 15 years now. So I feel like I've heard about a lot of things. And it was a conflict resolution plan, having a conflict resolution plan. And maybe it had a bigger impact on me right now because we've recently had some hurt in our business amongst our team. And I use the word hurt very specifically because what I learned yesterday and what I've pretty much always known, but had really consciously made aware of yesterday is that conflict is neither good nor bad. It's pretty neutral. That's what we do with it that is good or bad. And when conflict was defined as having two thoughts that are not in alignment with each other. So internal conflict, I've known about that, right? Internal conflict is when two of my thoughts do not align with each other. What I do with that, and this happens with interpersonal relationships then and corporate relationships, everywhere, right? When we have two or more thoughts that are not in alignment with each other, what do we do with that? And that is where having a plan for your team, your clients, your community, your members, you yourself, when people have issues with your corporation, your corporate structures, your policies, what do they do? It's not how to resolve it necessarily. It's not what the answer is going to be, but what do they do with that conflict? Where do they seek help? What are some tools that you might recommend for any conflict for somebody to flesh that out and get more clarity on it? And here's what I realized as I was thinking about that. Like, we do not have one. So I'm guessing most business owners do not have one. So if you're like me and don't have one, leave me a 1 in the comments just to give me a little bit of support that I'm not the only one, right? And I'm going to leave you a resource as well, the person that I'm working with, to see if this is something that you might be interested in implementing in your business. Like I said, I'm just learning about it myself. But I think it's really important because as I was thinking about it, here's what came up for me. Pretty much everything in our business relates back to finances in some way. And here's how I see this relating back to finances. First of all, I think you should do it because you want the people who are interacting with your business to have a good experience. And if they are experiencing hurt because of conflict, then they're not having the best experience possible. And so that right in and of itself is a reason to do this. But then if they're experiencing hurt, if they're a client or a member, the chances of them continuing are less. I won't say that it's not good, but it's less than if they're having the best possible experience. If it's a team member, if they don't enjoy coming to work, that affects your clients and members because they're not getting the best experience. And if they're not getting the best experience, then your revenue is at stake. If your team is not happy, then they are likely to not stay as well. And that costs as well, right? Because it costs money to hire people. It costs money to train people. Turnover is an issue both in your clients and your members and your team. So I definitely just encourage you to think about what is your conflict resolution plan, and then being proactive with your team and explaining to them what you would like to see them do if they're not happy. And not only your team, but your clients as well. If they're not happy, what avenues do they have to resolve that conflict, even if it's something within themselves about something that's happening in the business. What support, what resources do you have? So, like I said, I know this was very different from directly how to handle money in your business, which is what we talk about. But we also want business owners to be using all of their money to the best of its ability. And this is a huge part of that. And it also, I was going to say too, when team members are unhappy, they're not as efficient. And so that is also like you're paying them more, even if they've been with you for a really long time and they don't leave at any point in time. Because of this current situation, they're probably not being as efficient. And that was definitely the case for us over the last couple of weeks. And once we finally just sat down and had a conversation, that's really all it took, right? Is being able to voice to somebody that you need some support. So I would just encourage you to consider that. Like I said, I'm going to leave a resource. The coach that I'm working with, her name is Trudy LeBrun, and I know that she is having an upcoming master class around not just conflict resolution plans. It's actually around equity-centered leadership, but I invite you to check it out. I'm definitely not the expert. I don't know much about this other than what I've shared today. But I have been learning a lot from her. I really appreciate her. And if this is something you're interested in, definitely feel free to ask me questions or reach out to her, follow along with her and see what she has and if that might be of interest to you. So I will leave that in the comments. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will see you back here next week, Thursday, hopefully exactly at 10:30. Take care, everybody.